In this video, we are diving into XRP, one of the top-ranked cryptocurrencies, and its price predictions for 2025. At the time of recording, the market price of XRP stands at about $2.13. It's been a good run for XRP recently, and that price reflects its market power as of April 3, 2025. Now, let's talk about its market cap. XRP now has a market capitalization of around $124 billion. That's a big number, showing just how much value the market is putting into XRP in total. It is currently sitting at number 4 on CoinMarketCap, squarely in the top cryptocurrencies, which shows it is truly one of the top ranked in the crypto space. Going into history, XRP wasn't always so pricey. When it first listed all the way back in, it started off at a market valuation of about $0.005875. Can you imagine buying a bunch of XRP then and holding on to it? What a wild investment that would have been when it reached its all-time high on January 4, 2018, at $3.84 valuation. That was a huge surge, and it agitated the crypto space. XRP, for a moment, then became the second largest currency in the world by market cap, overtaking Ethereum. It served to showcase XRP's potential for impressive growth. Although it experienced significant fluctuations as a result of some serious challenges, primarily due to a court battle with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. So then what is XRP? Keep it simple. XRP is an electronic currency created by a company named Ripple, which was established in 2012. Unlike Bitcoin, which has the mission to be an electronic money system for everyday people, XRP was created with a particular use in mind: to help banks and financial institutions transfer money globally at speed and low cost. For example, suppose you must transfer money from the United States to Japan. It would take days in the classical mode of banks, add an arm and a leg. XRP steps in to do this in seconds at virtually zero cost. It's like a super fast delivery service for money, and that's exactly why it's so special. The platform XRP runs on is the XRP Ledger, or XRPL. It's open source technology, so anyone can use it or contribute to it, and it doesn't use mining like Bitcoin. Instead, it's based on a network of trusted computers, called validators, that all sign off on each transaction and make everything secure. This makes it faster, cheaper, and less energy-intensive than most other cryptocurrencies. So, let's see how XRP works. Think of it as a bridge. If a bank or payment company must send money overseas, they can exchange the money from one currency into XRP, send it across the world in seconds, and exchange it into another currency at the other end. It circumvents the slow, expensive middlemen usually involved in cross-border payments. The XRP ledger keeps all transactions, and that way, it's accurate and secure. Ripple, the company behind XRP, has a significant percentage of the total 100 billion XRP coins ever to exist, and they distribute some of it over time in order to keep the system in a streamlined condition. Such an arrangement has earned XRP the favor of firms that carry out international payments. Over the years, Ripple has also established some very important partnerships with major financial institutions to continue to bolster XRP and push for adoption. A prime example is their partnership with Santander, one of the biggest banks globally. Santander uses Ripple's tech, including XRP, to power its cross-border money transfer service called OnePay. This enables customers to move money across borders quicker and less expensively than traditional methods. It's a real-world use case of XRP that shows how it can save banks and regular folks time and money. Besides these old ones, new partnerships form a key element of Ripple's future development strategy. One of these partnerships is with the Dubai Financial Services Authority. As per news updates published on Coinpedia, Ripple was granted approval in late 2024 to offer regulated cryptocurrency payments in Dubai's financial center. The partnership enables Dubai-based businesses to leverage XRP for instant compliant transactions, thus establishing its foothold in the Middle East. Another recent partnership is with Bitnomial, whose launch in March 2025 of the first U.S. CFTC-regulated XRP futures contract is documented by TradingView.com. Futures are one way that traders can wager on the future price of XRP, and the innovation makes it easier for larger players to get involved, and that could serve to increase demand and price. These partnerships work hand in hand with XRP by introducing new users, whether they are businesses in Dubai or investors in the United States, and demonstrating to the world that XRP is a solid, expanding choice. In addition, Bank of America is another partner, one of the biggest banks in the U.S. Bank of America was added officially by Ripple as a cross-border transactions partner in March 2025. This partnership is Bank of America stepping outside to try XRP on to trim down its foreign payments infrastructures faster and more effectively. One instance is number 3, Japan's giant finance institution, SBI Holdings. SBI and Ripple collaborated with each other for years, using XRP on making remittances improved. Overall, remitting money abroad to family members or companies. These partnerships aren't just a promise, they're real ones that use XRP, proving its value and expanding it in the finance world. Looking ahead, XRP stands plenty of opportunity to continue expanding. Why? The world is evolving. Increasingly, banks and governments are recognizing the value of quick, inexpensive digital payments, and XRP is well placed to fill that demand. The need for cross-border payments is only going to increase as individuals and businesses become more interconnected across the world. And in addition, Ripple isn't resting on their laurels. They're always improving XRP and the XRP ledger to stay ahead. If more financial institutions adopt XRP, its value could increase even more because more people buy and use it. The resolution of Ripple's lawsuit with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in 2024 was also a game-changer. That lawsuit had been holding XRP back for years, but now that it's settled with a positive result for Ripple, investors and businesses are more likely to get in. That confidence could open the door for even more growth as 2025 proceeds and even by 2026. Ripple is working hard to make XRP better and more useful. One recent move is the launch of RLUSD, a stablecoin tied to the US dollar, which went live in December 2024. A stablecoin is a type of cryptocurrency that keeps a steady value, unlike XRP, which can go up and down. RLUSD runs on the XRP ledger, and Ripple designed it to work alongside XRP for payments. Here's how it's implemented. Banks or payment companies can use RLUSD for steady value transactions, while XRP handles the fast movement of money across borders. RLUSD keeps things stable, and XRP speeds them up. This makes the XRP ledger more attractive to businesses, which could bring in more users and boost XRP's value. Another developmental strategy is Ripple's push into central bank digital currencies. Ripple has been interacting with over 20 countries about building digital versions of their national currencies on the XRP ledger. For example, Ripple is collaborating with central banks to test CBDCs. This means governments could use XRP's technology to create their own digital money, increasing the ledger's importance and, in turn, XRP's demand. Now, let's talk about the incoming 2025 bull run and how it can pump XRP's price. I think 2025 might be such a year, courtesy of some massive reasons. First, the U.S. has a new crypto-friendly government after the 2024 election, with Donald Trump demanding less regulation, which may lead to less hindrance for XRP and more confidence for investors. Secondly, the fact that the SEC lawsuit is now over removes a huge cloud that was holding XRP back. Thirdly, Bitcoin typically dictates these bull runs, and when it rises, other cryptocurrencies such as XRP follow. In 2025, if the market opens up, XRP could ride the wave. A certain forecast estimate XRP to be at $3.70 by the end of April 2025, which is above a 70% increase from its current valuation. Other forecasts predict it will go as high as $5 if banks continue to increase in adoption. In addition, I believe if the 2021 bull run phenomenon could repeat itself during the incoming 2025 bull run, XRP could achieve up to 5x or 10x growth. If either of these prices are achieved, XRP will be valued at around $10 and around $20. So, if you can buy into XRP at its current market valuation, the achievement of either of these price outlooks would yield immense profits by then. However, this is not financial advice. Always do your research before you invest your money in any coin.